There are two epidemics that affect the protected areas of the Brazilian Amazon, the one caused by COVID-19 and the mining. Greenpeace has denounced 80% increase in deforestation for illegal mining purposes in protected areas and a 13% increase in indigenous reserves in the Brazilian Amazon in the first 4 months of the year. According to alerts from the DETER system, from the National Institute for Space Research, 72% of all the mining carried out in the Amazon in January and April 2020 occurred within these areas which should be protected. In these first 4 months of 2020, the area of deforestation for mining increased by 13.44% within the indigenous lands of the Brazilian Amazon in relation to the same period of the previous year, from 383 in 2019 to 435 hectares in 2020. In relation to the conservation units, the garimpo destroyed 880 hectares of forest between January and April this year, which represents an increase of 81% when compared to the same period in 2019, when 487 hectares were deforested. In a flyover carried out on May 12 and 13, Greenpeace was able to prove that the mining activity takes place in a very intense way in the northeast of the Munduruku indigenous land in Pará and Saigre indigenous land. Together, Munduruku and Saigre account for 60% of deforestation alerts for mining in indigenous lands in the Amazon, identified by INPE from January to April 2020. Through the analysis of satellite data, it was possible to verify that there was a 58% increase in deforestation for mining in Munduruku in the first 4 months of 2020 compared to the same period of the previous year. Unfortunately, this reality affects the Yanomami people in Roraima severely. For decades, their ancestral territory has been invaded by garimpeiros and they know closely the severe impacts of this illegal activity on nature, their way of life and the health of their population. In the midst of the pandemic, they fear that the more than 20,000 illegal gold miners who today exploit the Yanomami TI could devastate their families by the contamination of COVID-19 and demand that the state urgently remove them from their territories. During a flyby on May 9, Greenpeace also documented gold mining activity taking place within that area. Several environmental organizations warn that 2020 is on the way to becoming one of the most destructive years for the largest rainforest on the planet, even more than 2019, when the fires sparked international alarm and strong criticism of President Jair Bolsonaro, an outspoken supporter of the activities extractive and agricultural in protected areas.